It's your girl Beautybybb, and I am so excited to show you guys how I edit my pictures in Photoshop. Girl, yes! Let's go ahead and get this thing started. First, what I like to do is I like to make a copy of the background layer. Well, two copies actually. So we're going to hit Control J twice because we're making two layers, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry if my voice is really annoying y'all because my voice annoys the heavenly hell out of me. Yes, it does. It does. So I'm so sorry if my voice is annoying. So if you don't like it, mute the video and try to follow along. And if you don't want to mute the video, then fine. I don't care. All right, I'm done. What we're gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and change the name of this layer to skin. We're gonna make sure that the skin layer is listed second, always second. And then we're gonna change the top layer to texture. We're gonna group these two together, and to do that, you're gonna hit Control, select both, and then hit, while you're still holding the control button, press G, okay? Select that drop down. Now you have those two grouped together. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and separate these two layers so that when you go in to smooth the skin and blend everything together, you don't lose the actual texture of the skin. Because we want everything to really look like it's natural, like you took this as a raw image and not as if it was edited to oblivion. And back, okay? So to do that, what we're going to do is turn off the skin layer, or we're going to turn off the texture layer. Keep the skin layer selected. Now we're going to go to Filter, Blur, and then Gaussian Blur. And what I like to do is make sure that the radius is set to 9.0. You can really change this as much as you want to. I like to set it to 9 because it just makes it easier to see the image without it being too blurred out. Now what I'm going to do is go back and select that texture layer, turn that back on. We're going to go to Image, Apply Image. Make sure that the photo is inverted, guys. Make sure this is inverted, hit that. Make sure that the skin layer is selected under the Layer tab. And under the blending mode, make sure that you select Add, okay? We're going to hit OK. And now the picture looks a little crazy. So I'm going to bring this back to normal again by hitting the linear tab. So we're going to, on that drop down, we're going to change it from normal to linear. Once you got that, now we're going to select the skin layer again, and we're going to make a copy of that. So we're going to go Control J again, and there you go. So both layers are now separated. You can start going in to clean that skin up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the healing brush tool. And I usually like to keep my brush around like a moderate size. You don't want it to be too large where it's like, looking crazy. Or you don't want it to be too small where, you can't really see where you're editing. So based on the size of your photo, you kind of just want it to be a moderate size for the brush that you're going to be using. I'm going to bring mine up to like here. And usually when I edit, I like to zoom in a little bit. So it's just so you can see exactly where you need to edit, exactly where you want everything to be blended. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the Alt key, and then your mouse is going to look like this. So once you hit the Alt key, you kind of select the area you want to sample from. So I'm going to sample from here and kind of just go in and just start clicking. And once you start to click your mouse, it's going to start to blend everything together, and you might not see it as you're clicking away and blending, but what you can do to kind of see your progress is go back over to the skin layer, the copied layer, and turn that eye off and on. You can kind of see exactly where I blended the skin together. This area looks a little funky, so I'm going to go here, select here, blend it all down. Continuing that with that, I'm just going to go ahead, keep blending, keep blending. Anywhere you see any inconsistencies in the lighting or, in the coloring of the skin, I'm just going to go ahead and blend everything together so everything kind of looks unified as one. You don't want it to be too blended, though, to the point where your face just looks hella flat. Like, you don't want that. You want to leave some sense of dimension to the skin, but still allowing it to look very effortless and flawless. Just want everything to look like skin. So as you guys can see, this is what I got so far. This is super, super easy. Like once you get the hang of it, it's very, very simple. It might take a while. Sometimes, depending on how the lighting is in the photo that I might have taken, it might take me a few minutes to go ahead and edit this. Like when I first started editing, it used to take me about like 10 to 15 minutes to edit a photo. Now I can finish a picture within like 7 minutes or less. So as you guys can see, as I am zooming in just a little bit, I'm zooming in, I just changed the size of the brush, and I'm going to sample from here and blend all this out because I kind of want to get rid of that eye bag area here. So we're going to sample and blend. And to kind of see the progress, we're going to press that button here. Look how that blended out. It looks beautiful. It's beautiful. Yes, flawless skin. Okay, bitch, I see you out here showing off and stuff. A lot of people don't want to show exactly how they, edit their photos. But let me tell you something. Everybody edits. Everybody be editing their photos. And if they don't edit, they're about to start once they start watching this video. Hey! You know what I'm saying, girl? Yes. Alright, so going back in. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so say this picture is already done. You went ahead and edited. You got your skin looking all flawless. Oh, you know what? Another thing that you can do too, like say you want to make sure that everything has been blended down to completion. What you can do is while you're editing, you can kind of play around with this texture tab here. So I'm going to select texture. Well, you don't necessarily have to select it, but we're going to turn that eyeball off. Or yeah, we're going to turn it off. And you see this little section here where it's a little darker. You probably wouldn't have seen it as clearly if the texture tab was on. So we're going to turn it off. You see that little darkness there? We're just going to sample and blend it on out. See that? See how we were able to kind of get that color back to where it just looks like a consistent brown, consistently brown. Damn, I'm letting y'all see all my business. Oh my god. I must really love y'all. Okay, so now that we got that, in order to get rid of blemishes now, what I like to do is we're going to select a brand new layer and push that all the way up to the top, okay? And sometimes, depending on how big the blemish is, like this one isn't really too big, so I guess I can leave the brush size the way it is now. But I'm going to go ahead and sample from here, hover over it, boom, it's gone, baby. Look at that. It's going, it's going. Looks great. So anywhere that you have any blemishes, you can just go ahead and blast that bitch away, okay? Blast it. And that's pretty much it. That's really how I edit my photos. I don't really do too much with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and blast these away. Any inconsistencies, we just want it gone, bitch. But yeah, that's pretty much how I edit my pictures in Photoshop. And as you can see, let me turn this off. As you can see, look at that. Beautiful. And even if like on the neck, if you see any inconsistencies with the color on the neck, you can always go in and just kind of blend everything down. Of course, change the size of the brush. But that's pretty much it. I didn't finish this complete photo, but you actually you get the point of how I go in and kind of just perfect the skin without it looking too overly photoshopped. Because that's the goal. You want it to still look like it's your natural skin. You want it to still look like it's the raw image. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions on how I edit my skin to make it look flawless, or if you guys want to see a video on how I edit the coloring of my photos, kind of on how to bring that raw image from being too light or washed out to being true to the natural color of your skin tone or the natural skin tone of the subject that you are taking photos of or that you have taken photos of, let me know and I will go ahead and show you guys how I do that. But until then, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, honey. If you have any questions, go ahead and list them down below and I will go ahead and answer them as they come in. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye.